I'm hoping we're going to get a few people in. Sorry about this. There we go. Okay, we've got a thumbs up. And how many people are going to watch? Got one person. Beautiful. Okay. Switch over if you can. It's live. Okay, so where is it live? Is it live? Oh, geez, I hope. Can you see my lights and everything behind me? I'm going to watch the comments over there. And we'll see what happens. 16. Good morning, Dave. This is working. New stream. Thank you. Okay. It's there. Yes, it is. What a bizarre thing. Now, I'm hoping that we're going to be able to do this without too much trouble. Is the image okay? As I say, it's the lights are fine. Yes, I see lights. Cool. Different video that's live. Morning. Got nothing yet on here. While the modern technology workshop each week. Got a message. Dave is live in air. Wrestling stream working good. Still nothing. It's a different video, not this one. Excellent. Okay. Let's get things happening here. Now I'm going to try and grab a little tripod. I'm going to try and get things working. I'm only going to have this one camera. So I'm going to try and mount the camera on this little guy here. See what happens. Yeah, it's just weird. Like I was setting the stream up this morning and it wasn't going to happen. A bit fuzzy, but good. Well, you're going to get that, Harry. I'm sorry. I have a crappy internet connection, but all of that is going to be changing. Here we go. I'm going to pop this here, tip it back a little, and then try and put this in here without turning it off. That'll be the next challenge. Okay, so we can push down there and back. There we go. Ta-da! All right, give me a second. I'm going to turn these other things off. Okay, I'm going to take this off because we don't need the microphone anymore. It's just, sorry. Okay. Do you want to know when I'm getting the NBN? Well, it's happening. This date, so it's late November. I'm going for the highest strip show. You don't want to see that. So what's going to happen is there's going to be, I'm going for the highest tier, which in Australia is NBN 100, which will give me around about, let me see, it says 100, but I'll probably get around 86 down, and I'll be able to push back up at around 30 megabits. Now, some people get confused with megabits and megabytes. People have kind of gone away from megabytes these days when they're talking about data transfer over the internet. They're talking about megabits. Now, basically, there's 10 megabits in a megabyte. So, you know, it's one of those little weird things. I'm going to leave the other one up so I can see the chat on that other section there. Or should I? Maybe I shouldn't. No, I'm going to can the other one. I'm not going to see anyone's comments. I'm just going to do the show and hopefully we'll get through. Oh, what a shame. I had so much planned for today. Not to worry. I'm going to can this other one totally. So we'll get out of there and close that. And this one, I don't think the other one is running. All right, we're going to close that. And close that one. Stop that one. I'm going to try and sort this out during the week. So my apologies to everyone. It's just one of those things. You know, guess what? Guess what? I'm going to start the show off with my favorite stuff here. You know what this is, don't you? What weird thing to have Vegemite on? Well, I've been hunting around because, you know, the things that I really like are salt and sugar. These are added to foods and you've got no idea that it's happened. So it's sugar and salt when it's a mix is really, really sweet and tangy at the same time. I like it. So here we go. Here we go. What am I going to have it on? What do you think of that? We've had grandchildren around and jats, no, marshmallows. So I've got a dirty big marshmallow there. Who dares me to, that's mental. You reckon, Bob? Try it. Try it. So the old Vegemite, I'm going to put some on the knife there. Oh, I'm going to put some more on. There we go. Nice big serving of Vegemite. Okay, so here we go. There's the marshmallow. Oh, it's sticking to it. The knife is actually sticking to it. Do you dare me? Here we go. An interesting flavor. Very interesting. Throw the whole in. Not as nice as Tim Tams. Not as nice as the Tim Tams, but still quite nice. You'll be surprised. Subconsciously washing it down with a cup of coffee. All right, let's go over here and have a look. I can see the comments coming through as I'm walking around. You worry me, Dave. Sorry about that. So I'm going to put the camera here and tip it forwards down here. Now, hopefully, my phone is going to be able to, it doesn't want to stay there. I've got to turn it tight. This is really hard, so I'm sorry if I'm stuffing it up for everyone, but this is a little awkward for me to do. I think I've got it. No, I need to tip it over a little bit more. Okay, there you go. Now, down here, this is a riving knife. Now, I've had someone say the other day that their riving knife wasn't in line with their blade. It was tipped out a little bit. So what we do, now I have, release this. I have the blade, the power turned off to my saw, so I can touch the blade, not a problem. Now down here, there's a couple of holes. Now, this is basic on most saws. Dolly with the camera. So there are 4 adjusting bolts in behind. On this particular one, there's a nylock nut on the back that holds onto that quick release. And then there are 4 bolts on the back which move the plate backwards and forwards, or I can twist it this way and this way. So I don't know if you are aware of that or not, but it's very easy to tune your riving knife or splitter with the blade guard sitting on top by adjusting those nuts, those screws. Now, they might be Allen head screws. It all depends on what you have on your particular saw. They should be set at the factory, but I thought I'd just show you that. So you have a lot of adjustment there. Let's say 2 at the top, 2 at the bottom. And I'm sorry I can't show you too much more about that. Okay, the next thing I wanted to do is I'm doing a little bit with Arthur's thing here. Now, I just don't know where I can put this. You know what? This is going to be a little bit dodgy moving this around, guys, and I'm sorry about that. I'm going to put this camera mount on top of the tripod here. I'm going to take this one off and give me a sec. This will work better for the rest of the demonstration, so I'm going to show you. Isn't it fun? Technology. Anyway, look. Better than not have. I guess I could have gone with the tablet as well if I really wanted to. Where you have the quick release, I have a knob. Is there no way to change the knob, the quick release? Well, what I'm going to do, on the saw, yeah, I have no idea if you can put a quick release on there. That's, I don't know what type of saw it is, all that kind of stuff. So you'd have to let me know that. Okay, now I need to undo this. Sorry. Look away. Look away for the moment. Taking that one off. A Jet 10-inch. You might be able to. You can look at the ceiling for a second while I put the clamp in. Rotate the device. No, I'm not rotating the device. It's telling me all sorts of things here. This is a fun show, isn't it? Where else? Where else? Where else? I'm going to slide that into the main tripod. And there, and lock it. And now I should be able, pardon me, to do that. That's cool. Okay, we've got it. All good. All right. I'm still here. I'm not going to be able to be as fancy as I normally am, though. What I've got is you're loving it. Okay. So I've got these little dados. They're a stopped dado. Now, these used to be the mirror supports. Okay, at least we're live. My backup situation is going wireless through my phone into the internet, and I'm hoping it's coming up okay. All right. There's no crew at all. Okay, so what I want to do is I'm going to put that dado in the center of these ones. These are the new legs that I've made to support the mirror. So I've put that dark mark on there that's saying, you know what, Dave, this is where we've got to put the thing, because I don't want to mix up the back and the front. So what I'm going to do is I've set a spiral down cutter. Now, I've explained what a spiral down does. It pushes away from the router. So being in there, it's going to push away, which means the fibers are going to stay nice and clean at the top. It's not going to tear out. So I've set the cutter to the height, and I've also moved my fence so that instead of being off to one side, it's going to be central on the new ones that I'm making. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to push that along to there, to the end of the stop. I'm going to use my Craig feather boards, but instead of the feather, I'm going to put it in the back, like so. And this is something you guys can do as well. And this is going to be a stop. You see that? I've mounted it there. I can tighten that up, tighten that one up. And now, as my piece comes along, I can't go any further that way. So that's looking after me well there. And now I'm going to use another feather board in the T-track that I've got mounted in the front here. Yeah, what a shame. It was going to be such a fun show, but we're still going to get there. Now this, because it's center, I can still do this. And I'm going to bring that over to there. So it's pushing against there for me. That's going to be great. And now the only thing I need to do is a hole and some ears and stuff. Ah, dear. Thank you. Now, this is my safety, as I was saying. I've got the spiral in there. That's plugged in. This router is connected. And I'm going to put this on here. Pardon me, I'm going to get my eye muffs. I should have got these earlier. Okay. Got the old eye muffs. I was going to run another competition for these today, but I decided against it because I had so much that I was trying to get done and get sorted. So let's have a look at this. The dust extraction, I'm going to mount under here. It may or may not do anything. I'll move that out of the way so it's not a problem for me. I move things, the overhead. You can't see that, but believe me, it's there. Turn the dusty on. That's not sucking there, it's sucking down through here. So I want it to suck through over there. Take it out of that one. Take this out of there. Push. Up into there. There's suction there, which is great. Oh. Alright, happy Father's Day to everyone in Australia and New Zealand. Alright, it's going to be a little bit of noise. Let's see how we go. Think? How cool is that? I'm going to do the other one. Like pizza, eh? Well, I like pizza supreme. Here we go again. I chose to use the spiral to give me a really nice clean edge there. No tear out. Let's have a look. Turn all this off. All right. Yeah, I've no idea how many people are going to hang around today. We'll see what happens. All right. The reason I did that, this is the backboard in the mirror. And there we go. That's where it's going to go. Do you like that? I think that's wonderful. So that's going to be the side. The channel is not in the center. Well, sorry, the channel's just slightly off. But the thing is, I can work it to be nice, and that's where we'll leave. That's all. That's come up really nice. Yes, the channel was in the center. Okay, now we're going to go. Hold on to your hats for a second. We're going out into the other room, past the Vegemite, and out to here. All right, we're in CNC land. So if you don't like CNCs, I'll be CNCing you later. All right, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the cabinet over. Now, why I'm doing this is because I had a working group up here a couple of weeks ago, and it's great. I'm happy to have them here. One of them decided to help me, and you know who you are. I was opening the drawer up, or closing it, one or the other, and he was trying to move the cabinet to help me do something, and he had his hands down here, and the drawer went across. You can't see that, of course. Okay, I'll walk around the front so you can see it. There we go. So he was helping me, and he put his hand down here to move the cabinet for me, and I shut the drawer at the same time. Can you see what happens? Fingers got caught. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a little recess here and here with using the CNC. To do that, I've got to take the drawer front off. So I'm going to move this back into position. This is the cabinet that I made to run the CNC machine. I like to lock the casters when they're in position so it doesn't roll around. Beautiful. Okay, open up, and I'll come around to that side so you can see what I'm up to. Move a couple of things. Okay, so there'll be screws there. Get that out of the way. That hold the handle on. Done. And this one. So these are all maintenance jobs that I had to do. I thought, well, you know what, you guys might be interested in watching. You like the cabinet? Thank you. So there's the handle. It's off. Now I've got to take the drawer front off the cabinet. Move a few more things out. Switch the drive over from a Phillips head over to a square. So it's a Robertson number 2, I think it is. And we'll undo these miscellaneous thread screws on the front because they work so well. They are fantastic. But even if you're not pocket holding, I use them at heat. Down this end. Yeah, what a shame. The stream just said, you know, not happening. So I heard someone say, or read someone say, there's other YouTubers were having trouble with streaming as well. Hopefully I can get it sorted out by next week. Yeah, so how cool is that news? Up to super fast broadband. Now, can I get this off? I should be able to. That out of there, that out of there. Maybe that one's catching it still. I'm thinking, maybe the finish is caught it. What is that? I used double-sided tape on it, didn't I? Of course I did. So it's going to take a little force to get it off. Oh, I totally forgot. Okay, spatula. Spatula. I saw it this morning. I saw it. Where was it? Goodness, everything's going crook for me. I'll use that and I'll use a mallet. Okay, let's see if I can get it off this way. There we go. I got it. This tape gets a massive grip. And I had to use the double-sided tape on the top to get it all off, didn't I? It's coming off. There's no two ways I'm leaving it on. I'll destroy the cabinet before I stop. There she goes. Stuff that. I can replace that front easy. There she goes. Ever so slowly, but it's going. Just have to wait for it to release. I'll get another chisel so I can lever. There we go. Walk it along, bit at a time. Beautiful. Gotcha. I told you, I wasn't going to... This is Turner's tape. It is bloody strong. So let's go off there and off here. It's come on really strong where I've screwed it to the, where I've screwed the front to it. 60 people watching me destroy the back of the drawer front. So I'll move that over there. use the chisel and pare it off. Come on. Gotcha. And I think the rest of it's going to be okay. Yeah, the pressure points were where the holes are. Up here and all of that. Okay, done. This is the top, I know for a fact, because of the holes in the right there. Okay. There we go. Bring this back over here a little bit and you can see what I'm going to do. Maybe there. Is that all right? Can you see what's happening? Okay, well that was a bit of fun at the beginning, but never say that. Oh dear, now I'm going to open that up. Lucky I've got that. What a mess. What a mess. All right, next thing to do, put these away. And I've got a few things I want to get out of there. That. These guys and those. These guys can go back in here. And I think that one can go back in there as well. I want the spanners. And I want a spiral down. 1/4 inch spiral down. Yep. Close that. I'm going to come back a little bit further yet again and tip just a bit more. But we've got a flicker on there because it doesn't like the light. How's that? Oh, good. That's kind of getting better. Now, what's the time? 22. We should be able to get this done. I'm going to use John's plastic dogs because they are really, really kind to the CNC machine if I have stuffed things up and don't run into them. It's not going to hurt. So I'm going to put one there. Last night I did all these dog holes across here, little pattern, because I was thinking there's no way I'm going to be able. I was going to do these with a 20mm Forstner bit, just to throw a few in for clamping points, and I decided against it because I thought, I've got a CNC. Why do things differently? Great fit. I love them. Now these are 20mm neat that I've done these. That goes in there. I'll put another one up the end here. And they do come out. Come out quite easily, like that. There. Now I can put that in, pull that up to there, and if John's cams will work there, I'll use those. If not, I'll use the Festool levers. No, it's going to be just a little bit shy. So I'll use these guys and push that in. So, and up tight, gotcha. And the other side, just here. Okay, that is going to hold it well enough for me to do what I want to do. Now I need to connect the CNC to the laptop. You see, I've got a few people watching. If you want to watch some CNC stuff, stay here, it's going to happen. Unless, of course, whatever stuffed everything else on the show today decides to come in here and stuff this up too. I don't think it will. I think it will be good. All right, turn the computer on and turn the CNC's stepper motor drive system on. So this is not the spindle. The spindle is turned off at the moment at a separate box. It can't turn on. Let's see what's happening here. I'm here in central Oklahoma. How powerful is your laptop? It's only a little guy. It's an i3. Laptops that run CNCs don't need a lot of processing power. They need a lot of RAM. So this has got 16 meg of RAM, and it's a little i3. Throw in a password, and that's come up on the screen. I'll open up the software that runs the thing. This is called Mark III. Loading. Reset button. And now I'll push the shift key and bring it back quickly. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell it to ref all home, which means it's going to go to all of the sensors, the slave, the Y sensor, the X positive sensor, and also the Z sensor at the top of the Z axis. Yeah, this is weird stuff that you start to learn and it becomes second nature. A year ago, I would have just turned it off and said, what are you drinking? Let me see, ref all home is there. So it's traveling up now, and now it's going to come to me until it knows where those sensors are. This is squaring the machine up, and now it's going to go over to the X positive. Isn't this fun? I love this stuff. All good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to load the G code in. I have the G code. I've got a USB stick I carry around on my keys with me, and pop that in. Because it says, what are we doing here? So I'll close that, and then I'll say, go away with that. So we'll go over to here. Load the G code. I might bring that camera over here so you can see what I'm actually doing. So I'll tip this over, back that one off, and push it down a little. And I'll tip the screen back a little bit so you're not getting glare. Come in a bit closer. All right. These are all the coordinates. It's looking at it in inches at the moment. The underlying program in this particular machine, on this setup, is set up in inches. When I load the G code into here, see it says load the G code, I'm going to get it from that USB, and that G code is all in metric. So let's give that a shot. Load the G code, and I've got to make sure I get the right one. So the 6.35 clearance to draw the 1st of the 9th. That's today. That's the one I'm after. Loaded the code, and you see up here now it's all gone to metric, which I think is cool. And that's the job here. See the blue parts? That's what it's going to cut. This is the corner at the moment. So I'm going to tell this machine where the corner of this job is. I might move this along just a little. No, don't you die on me. Come on. Now I have to do it again because I moved the laptop. So I'm going to close it and start it again. Give me a second. Yes. As I said, everything today. It's. I don't know what happened. I don't know what I've done. All right. So we're going to open it up again. Mark III, for people that are interested. And now we're going to go to ref all home again. That's all done. Okay, now I'm going to load the code. Oh, sorry, hit that. Ref all home. It's done that. Come to me, across again. And it only did just a little bit. Now I'm going to load the code. And again, it's that one there. And you watch these numbers change to metric. Done. Now I'm going to change the cutter to a spiral down because I don't want the spiral up in there. And remember, I do not have the machine turned on, as in the cutter head turned on at the moment. So I need to go this way, get that off. because I tighten this up very tight. These are what's called ER20 collets. I'm taking that cutter out and putting the spiral down in. And it's the same with any, I'm going to take that all the way off because did you see a little bit of dust fall out there? Inside here, if there's dust in there, it becomes a headache. So I clear out all of those little slots. If there's dust in it, I can't clamp it up as well. So now I'm going to put it back in. Put the ER20 collet back on. Put the cutter in. And come down about there. Beautiful. That one on. And we are going to tighten it up. As I say, I give it to it. I don't know if you can see it there. Let's move things around a little bit so you can. Okay, so tight, tight, gotcha. All right, now I'm going to bring it down to this corner. You can see this is going to be called setting it, it's going to do all its referencing. So now I want to bring it across and back a little, and then page down to take it down. And then I'm going to get the touch plate. Now the touch plate is this guy here. Now it has a brass spring-loaded plate there, and this part is the other part of the electrical cable. So when I put this on the corner of the job, like so, it knows the height, the distance that way, and the distance that way, that corner there is. It's really, really easy. So I'm going to put it on, and I have to put this on there like that, because what's going to happen as I lower it down and move it along the X and the Y axis, it's going to complete an electrical circuit. I'm going to move it back a little and across a little. Okay, now I'm going to tell it down here in the software. If I tip this down again, this is a tripod, it's a little bit stiff. I'm going to say Auto Tool 0. So we're going to go there, Auto Tool 0, and I've got the Z axis is already X and Y. Now I go over to the other side of the machine and stand by the emergency stop. I'm going to tell it to go okay. And it's going to come down and touch that plate. Down she goes. Touched. Beautiful. Now it's going to come across and touch the side of the sensor. And back, and now I have to rotate the cutter 90 degrees so that the flutes are traveling along the Y-axis. I'll turn that around a little bit more so you can see what's going on. And I'll click OK. It's going down the bed and touch now. Back and up out of the way. There we go. So now the machine knows where that corner is, and that's where it's going to work from. Now I can look over here, and this is, it knows where the corner is and those blue sections there. And I hope it's going to work nicely for me. Now I turn on the dust extractor at this time. Actually, I'll bring it all back over to here. I'm not going to put the dust hood on because I know a lot of people like to actually watch what's going on. It's all magic, Dave, but you could have used your router table. I could have, but a lot of people have been asking to watch the CNC in action. So I'm sorry about that. All right, now here I have the remote, and I'm going to turn the dust extractor on. Now it's not going to collect a lot of the dust because I haven't got the hood set on it. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to tell it to go 0. So what's going to happen, this cutter's going to go right over that corner when I tell it to go to 0. Come around a little bit further so you can see. Ready? Done. Absolutely perfect. Okay, so now I'm going to say cycle start. And I need to turn on the spindle. Saying everything ready, need to check. So there's another whole box that I've just turned on there. Now I do a check. I look at the table, I make sure there's nothing on the bed that's going to have a collision with. I look around and I make sure, yes, I've got the the spindle turned on, the dust is turned on. I'm going to grab my eyes and ears. And we're coming up to the time. Can you throw the eye muffs on? And I'm going to say, all right, cycle start. Here we go. Go over the taps. You watch it lift up and down. But one tap didn't hold very well. I didn't make the tabs deep enough. See there? Okay, so we're off. And that one. So the lesson there is I should have made larger tabs. Okay, now let's take it out of the machine because you can see how easy it's going to be. Around the other side. There you go. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean those up with the bobbin sander. And we're going to run up to there so I can see what's happening. All right. You feel like another, the grain gave way. Yeah. A combination of a couple of things. The tabs held, but because it was taking a 1/4 inch cut in one pass, it was really starting to grab on the exit. I should have put another tab a whole lot closer to the exit point, but live and learn. Now, that is a 20mm radius that I created in Vectric Aspire. What I'm going to do is I'm going to switch this bobbin sander out to, now this is a left-hand thread. Now this thing also, if you remember during the week, I let people know that if you, or even last weekend, if you buy one of these things through the link I put down the bottom in the show more area, you go into the chance of winning a Carbotech $500 gift card. All you have to do is put my name in as Stanton. That's the code that's got to go in. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop in 1.5 inches, because why pop in 1.5 inches? I'll show you why. that radius, look at that. So I want to tidy this up a little bit, so I'm going to use the 1.5 inches. Left-hand thread, screw them back in, and I don't have to give it to it. Done. And this in the back. So I'm hoping everyone's having a happy Father's Day in Australia and New Zealand. And I'm up a little high, but not to worry. Turn her on. Do that. Beautiful. This is the one I haven't done yet. In a second. Such a nice job. I'll just finish that off by hand sanding. Just take the sharp off, and I'll pop it back on after I finished. So, guys, I'm sorry that we had such a technical issue at the beginning. I thought there might have been a little problem when I was setting the show up. YouTube wasn't really kind of reacting the way I expected it to. I don't know. Anyway, I think I'll work on it maybe this afternoon, get it sorted. I hope everyone's had a great day hanging out. Any of the kids coming over for lunch? No. No, it's Father's Day. I get to hang out with Vicky. We might watch some netball this afternoon, and I might come down here and play in the shed a bit more. I might have a few more marshmallows with some Vegemite. What do you reckon? Okay, thanks everyone for watching. Look after yourselves. I don't have an intro or an outro. What can I say? I'll see you later. Let's see if I can turn this off. See you next week. Look after yourselves.